You will never ever be confused about hard work again. You will never struggle with hard work again, because this one realization that I've just had about my mindset on discipline has completely changed everything. But before I tell you and go into much detail about that, please cut out all distractions and completely lock in on what you need to focus on right here, right now, because your attention is a truly valuable asset. And when you invest it into the right information that you are learning right here, right now, in the present moment, will ensure that you will actually make more significant progress that you have always been looking forward to achieving in your life. Do this for the long term to set your future self up for massive success. And by doing so already, I have a lot more respect for you and admiration for your listening skills right now. So let's get into the video about my realization about this mindset on discipline. So discipline is a state of mind. It's a state of mind that you must permanently be thinking about all the time and living in. What is the opposite of discipline? Laziness, being unproductive, procrastinating, having indecision, all of those natural habits when we don't feel like doing the hard work, especially when we needed to at the most times, they're all exactly the same as discipline. Discipline is the exact same as being unproductive. This is incredibly insane for me to explain this to you, and this is probably sounding very confusing to you right now, but just let me explain this in a way that makes sense. Think of it this way, with steam and ice. With steam, it is still made up of water molecules. The particles of water are just accelerating at a faster rate of vibration. And that vibration sets the energetic matter of water into steam. And you have on this end, which is ice. Ice and steam are the exact same substance made up of water, except their only difference is their energetic rate of vibration of their molecules. Ice is slowed down significantly, whereas for steam, it has sped up significantly. And this also got me thinking, what about all of the other emotions that we have and other states of mind where they're just completely opposite of each other? You've got courage and you've got fear. When you've got fear, you don't have much control of yourself. But when you've got courage, you still make the disciplined choice despite the fear that you're feeling in the present moment. Those two emotions are the exact same energy, but the only difference is their rate of vibration. Same with abundance and scarcity, and also same with happiness, unhappiness. You get the main idea. Positive, negative, all of these dynamics where they're completely polar opposites of the end of each other, they're all the same substance. They're all the same energy. Especially when you've heard of the advice where you've got anxiety, you've got those butterflies in your stomach, and your body's starting to feel the adrenaline pump in, and you've probably got this massive event for the day that you've just been thinking about all the time, non-stop, and now is actually the time to take action. And now you've got the butterflies, right? You've got that adrenaline pump, but also you can take this two different ways. It can either be filled with too much anxiety or overwhelmed with a lot of excitement for the day. Which one are you choosing? Because excitement and anxiety feel the exact same. You still have butterflies when you're excited. You still feel hyped up with heaps of energy pumping straight through your veins, ready to take on the day with excitement, just like you have with anxiety. So you must make sure that no matter how you're feeling in this present moment, right here, right now, you choose the most beneficial emotion it is for you. Now, now let's go back to our example with productivity, with specifically discipline. When we feel completely undisciplined, we feel extremely slow. Exactly like the example with ice and steam. With steam, it's going extremely fast. The atoms, the molecules, the particles are vibrating at an exceedingly high rate. Whereas the ice, that's just frozen and slowly moving. And we're at this ice stage right now. And when we start to process our emotions correctly, process our energy correctly, so that we can become steam, where we can make so much more progress by being disciplined more specifically, that is where we must focus on changing our energetic state. This is completely weird advice that I'm talking to you about, but it's specifically because it is metaphysics, one of my main subjects that I'm extremely interested in right now. Metaphysics is the study of matter and energy and how they are one of the same thing. Now let's just take a break. Just completely get our focus back in frame and just take some summary notes of what we've learnt of. Matter and energy are one of the same things. It's just that their only difference is their rate of vibration. And we have a set stone of rate of vibration within ourselves right now. And do you know what that is? How do you know your energetic rate of vibration? It is your emotions. Now let's just understand the word emotion right now. It is specifically spelt emotion because the letter E stands for energy. It's our energy in motion. How we are feeling in the present moment right here, right now, determines the choices that we normally make most of the time. And you know what's extremely interesting? This also links to the idea that our subconscious mind, not our conscious thinking mind, but the mind that we are completely not aware of most of the time, it cannot differentiate what is real in the present moment right now or what you are imagining right now. So, if you're imagining and seeing yourself being extremely disciplined, completing each and every single task that you have set for yourself this morning, right here, right now for the day, and you feel unproductive, you feel obsessed with the work, you feel unstoppable, you know for an extremely 100% fact that you cannot let this momentum die out. That is exactly how it feels, well, from my experience anyway, when I am disciplined. But when I feel extremely undisciplined, lazy and unproductive, that is when I start to think so much more slowly. I'm so much more tired. And I just don't care. You know what I mean. When you've got this work to do, but you just don't care. You don't feel compelled to do it unless you start to change the way that you are thinking. Your thoughts that you are thinking about in your mind determine the emotions that you feel, and the emotions that you feel determine the choices that you make, and those choices compound into actions and daily habits that you do consistently every single day, which eventually creates the lifestyle that you live. So first of all, we must change our thoughts. Stop thinking unproductively. And if you are, cut out all distractions. take a proper break where your mind isn't thinking about what it needs to do in the next moment, what it has done in the past. Just be present to the moment. That is exactly what gives us joy. That is exactly what gives us confidence. That is exactly what gives us full control of what we need to do right here, right now. And when we've got that control back, when we actually ensure that our energy levels are increasing from proper breaks, from proper rest, where you can feel your productivity rising, that is when you can start to think more positively. That will beneficially set your emotions in the right directions that you ideally want them to be, so that you can think more productively, you can think more disciplined, and you can maintain that state by ensuring that you take proper breaks. You always think disciplined, you always feel like you are disciplined, you always convince yourself, no matter what is going on, that you will ensure that you stay in this direction, this path that you have set yourself this year, right here, right now. No matter what, if you do make a mistake, do not worry, just learn from it, do not beat yourself up, pick yourself up right now and keep on carrying on with what you need to do. That is exactly what we need more of, and I can talk so much more about this because it's generally what I'm passionate about, my interests, what I'm interested in learning, and what I am genuinely passionate about giving you value for. And right now, with this information that we have just learned, the advice that we are sharing amongst each other, we can tell that we are becoming a lot more stronger from these videos that we are joining and being a part of right here, right now on our journey together in our lives, so that we can improve how we are going right now. Instead of being in a state of struggle, making no progress whatsoever, we are genuinely getting back on track and staying back on track no matter what happens, because we are better together, and together we are victorious. Best of luck, my friends. Peace out.